All right, everybody, welcome to the lunch break here at FNGO, Fish North Georgia. Glad you guys could join us. Whether you're joining us live now on TikTok, what's up, Justin Spees? Oh, man, welcome back, no doubt. Spent last week at ICAST. Houston and Doc, how you guys doing it? Are you the oldest listener to this podcast? 76. Doc, you might be. You might be. But anyway, it is good to be back. I'm telling you what, I love ICAST. I have a good time when we go down to ICAST. And but my goodness, you talking about the pain you feel in your feet and your legs and everything after that. I mean, it's Monday and I'm still recovering. We got home Saturday. Um, but one thing too, tomorrow night on the live well, um, we will be talking more in depth about ICAST for sure. What's up, Cam? Uh, Gonna have Tim and Tony on, and we'll tell you a little more about the things that happen behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, but still, there's some stuff about ICAST today that I do want to talk about. ICAST was not a joke, Justin. See, that's the thing. See, here's where I disagree with you, and we'll talk. I'll talk about this. Give me a second. We'll talk about that because I don't think ICAST was a joke. I think it's all about if you know what ICAST really is for. And we'll get to that here in just a second. Let my, coffee kick in and everything. Let's go ahead and do what we always do. What's up, Coleman? We'll do this today in history, and then the things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about ICAST and some addictions, and of course, guys, how it goes wherever we go. That's what we'll end up doing. But I hate taking last week off because I love meeting with you guys every day now. It's just gotten to where it's like this is something I look forward to. The boys are back in town, Atlanta Safe House. Yeah, we're back. What's up, Tony? I'm not totally here yet, but I'll be there. But let's go ahead and do this date in history. Just some useless knowledge that you guys might not know and you might want to be able to impress your friends with down the line. July 21st, 1925, on this day in history, the so-called monkey trial ended in Dayton, Tennessee, with John T. Scopes found guilty of violating the state law of Tennessee against teaching Darwin's theory of evolution. That was a big thing back in the day. He was found guilty. Of course, the conviction was later overturned. It was the first time somebody in Tennessee had gone into a school and preached evolution. And you can imagine back in Tennessee back in 1925. Think about that for a second. Definitely a huge media storm surrounded that. But that happened today. He was found guilty. And again, it was later overturned and all that. But just something for you guys to know. Y'all should come to the GON Outdoors Blast. My fiance will be there with a booth with her company. My goal right now, as planned, is I will be going at some point to the GON Blast. You also got engaged this past week. Well, congratulations, Coleman. Good for you, buddy. Yeah, I think, and if all you guys want to go, we can meet as a team or whatever. But I think I am going to go. I haven't been to a GON Blast in quite some time. But they used to be really good. So we'll see. I might put on the Fish North Georgia gear, go up there and represent, sign some autographs. I'm just kidding. You guys know how that is. But we'll do that. That's the plan. And then Sunday, guys, Tim McGuire. When is it? Tony, we should meet up there and go. Coleman, put the location of the GON Blast. Coleman, put the location and times of the GON Blast. I know it's in Emerson, up there off 75. But anyway, hell, what the hell was I talking about? I don't even know. Let's talk about ICAST. So the things that happen at ICAST stay at ICAST. That's what we normally want to say. But we're gonna talk about that tomorrow night and all that. So got some good stuff. But if you check out social media today, that's right. Yeah, Tim. That's what I was doing, Tony. Hey, listen, I picked a hell of a weekend to stop dipping. I did. Guys, if you know me, I always got a can of Copenhagen with me everywhere I go. Well, I have not had a dip since 4 a.m. Saturday morning. And so I don't know how many hours that makes. Now, I'm hitting the Zen-like products, but I'm trying to stop. And it is yeah, Tony, 4 a.m. was the last time I put some Copenhagen in my mouth. And so between that and being tired, my brain is just kind of like, ugh, but hey, I'm making it so far. I'm making it. Now, somebody can make me mad, and that might just throw that, plan all out the window. But thank you. Congrats, Gone Fishing with Ed. The bad thing about it is I like it, boys. I really do. But anyway, Tim, I'm marrying Tim Sunday. I am going to meet him up there at Tony Watkins, Fishers of Hope's house over there off of Lake Notley. And him and Tiffany are going to get married. And this is how it's going to go. Tim, do you? Tiffany, do you? All right. Now you're married. But that's what we're going to do. Coleman Jones, and it's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to doing that. It's an honor. This Friday through Sunday at Lake Point Sports Champions Center. Coleman will be there all day. Saturday 1 to 7. Friday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. No, excuse me. Friday is 1 to 7. Saturday is 9 a.m. to 7. Sunday is 10 a.m. Come visit the Superior Trailers booth, and we will do that. Coleman, I will see you at some point. Cam hasn't had a drink in 2 weeks, just giving the body and pocket a break. You realize, listen, can of Copenhagen is $8, and I'm a can and a half a day. Think about that. Think of all the savings. You know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to invest in crypto. I'm going to invest in some crypto. Yeah, it is. And listen, Gone Fishing, you don't know this. Long time ago, I did quit. I had dipped for, good grief, 15, 20 years. My father-in-law, who was my fishing partner and hunting buddy, and everything I did outdoors was with him, he passed away suddenly. And you know how you make those split moment decisions of like emotional, like, oh, I've got to get in shape. I'm going to do this. Well, I quit dipping for 9 years. And then I got COVID. Now, we all know about the COVID test and all that, but for 9 years, I quit dipping. And then all of a sudden, I got COVID, and I'm laying on the couch like, my Lord. And so I started again. I had that craving. I don't know why I did, but I think it's time to stop. So wish me luck with that. And then the next one is losing weight. But anyway, let's get to that. Let's get to ICAST. So if you look at social media today, you're going to see, and I've already seen 10 of them. 10 of them. Videos about how ICAST is going downhill. ICAST is a joke. ICAST is not what it used to be. And then all these guys give their opinions on what ICAST should do to better. And I'll be honest with you, at some point, even what's up, Bushlight on TikTok? I see you there. Don't tempt me with a good time. I like Bushlight. And I used to be one of those that would say, hey, they ought to let the public in. And I'm not saying they don't need to tweak it a little bit. There's some tweaking with everything. But what you see is a lot of these social media guys that are going down there and saying it's not what it used to be. It's not this. The point of ICAST, as far as I see it, is to put retailers in front of companies, in front of distributors, in front of companies to set up, make connections and set up wholesale accounts and all this. And one of the things that I'm hearing people say is, well, you got to bring the public in and all that. Exactly like I thought. But here's my thinking now. And it's just the way it works, guys. If you own a retail location, if you're in retail, you understand exactly what I'm saying. Let's just take Zoom. Let's just take Zoom. And these prices are not Zoom. I'm saying I can buy a pack. Tim White, if you think ICAST is a joke now, wait till you see the outdoor blast. Well, man, listen, I ain't been to one in a long time, Tim. So maybe I don't know. If they have a happy hour like ICAST does, it'd be great. But as a retailer, I'm in front of the Zoom booth, and I'm talking about setting up an account with Zoom. And Zoom goes through distributors, but just say they don't. A pack of Zoom worms costs me $3.59 on the wholesale side. As a retailer, I'm going to charge what everybody else charges for Zoom, which is say $5.99. Okay. These are conversations you can't have with the public right beside you. Because if you got Billy Bob right beside you, he's going to want to know why he can't buy Zoom worms for $3.59. And so what I think people are missing these days is they got the Bassmaster Classic in their mind. where you do have the public and they can sell things. But the point of ICAST is that relationship right there. Yes, you have the pros down there and all that. It's great to see the pros. Talk to a lot of them. Drew Cook, all of them. Talk to those guys. Hung out with some. But the point of it, the actual point of it is they're supposed to release new baits, all this. But it's the retailer to the, for me, the retailer to the company relationship. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And if you got the public in there, you absolutely take that out of the equation. Now, everybody talks about how pure fishing wasn't there. That's your Berkeley and that's all that. Guys, if you didn't know that pure wasn't going to be there, you didn't miss them. And I like some pure stuff. I mean, I like some Berkeley stuff and Fenwick and all that. I like some of the products. But if you, as far as going in there, didn't realize that they weren't there, you didn't miss anything. But I can tell you it was so good for the smaller companies too. I was there with Digital Sportsman. We had such a good time there and such good results for what we were doing. They went ahead and signed up for next year. But I think everybody thinks it's supposed to be this thing. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's supposed to be this grand thing to get everybody involved. And that's what you got the Bassmaster Classic for. That's what you got Red Crest for. East Tennessee Fishing Show. At some point at the Outdoor Blast, you'll think you're in Walmart. Yeah, I get it. ICAST is not a fishing expo, 100%. And it's not. It's a trade show. Now, I don't know this fella, and he could be a fine fella. But I watched the video from, I believe it was Bass Fishing Tips on YouTube. First of all, he's associated with Pure Fishing. And they weren't there. And I got tickled for two reasons. Number one, he sounded like a little bit of Randy Blockett because he was like, ICAST is elitist. Like we don't have the common man in there, and it has become elitist. Guys, it's not elitist. It's a trade freaking show. There's nothing being elitist about me being able to walk up, talk to a G-man who is repping a company, and then from that conversation, get involved with that company. And then next thing you know, I'm making an order with that company. It's not snobbish. It's not elitist. But he said elitist. And I respectfully disagree with the gentleman. And again, I've never talked to him. 90% of fishermen don't know the real purpose of ICAST. Okay, well, here's the real purpose of ICAST, Ed. It is a trade show to connect retailers to companies. It is hobnobbing with other companies. But it's a trade show. It's a trade show. Now, if you wanted to bring the public in, that's fine. Make it an extra day. Don't close it down till Saturday, and bring them in on a Friday. But give the retailer, give the companies, give the small companies who spin a booth at ICAST time to reach out to guys. It's not just to release new baits. You're 100% right. Give those companies time to meet guys like us that will buy their product, that I put them in the store, that gives them to you. But I think it all depends on how you're looking at it. If you're looking to go down to ICAST to have a good time, it can be done. You just got to hang with the right people. But that's not the purpose of it. And then he was fussing about the price of an ASA, the membership to the ASA. If you got a booth there, you need to be a member. They do a lot of great things. But that's just not the key. I've been the last 3 years. We went down first time 3 years ago as a retailer, and we got guys. If you knew the amount of business cards that were in my office right now, there's enough business cards over there to choke a billy goat. But a lot of great contacts. So the first year we went there. Last year we went as the Real American Road Trip, as the TV show. We made great contacts with that led to possible episodes. This year I worked with Digital Sportsman. My goal was working in this booth to get people to sign up for the new Digital Sportsman platform. And we accomplished that. What you also have to understand is Digital Sportsman hasn't gone to the marketplace yet. So that's like to the consumers. They're building it up and having to get guides and lodges and locations on the platform. And so it worked out perfectly. And it was one of the best things that you could do. But it had to be done under under the way ICAST is set up. A lot of small companies that are trying to get their baits out there, they got to get them in the stores. They don't go through distributors and all that. That relationship is what ICAST is about. Tony Collins says, I hate to say it, to keep an event special, you have to keep it exclusive. Nothing elite about it. If you want to go work, volunteer for a company business as part of their team and work it. Sure. I mean, hell, we had, I don't know how many Fish North Georgia employees we had walking around there, but that's the point. That's the point. Now, good times and great conversations are to be had there, but it's like here, and you guys know me at Fish North Georgia, Billy Bob is and I just use Billy Bob lightheartedly because if anybody's a Billy Bob, it's me. But those conversations don't need to be had in front of customers. Those conversations don't need. Hey, guess what? There's some products out there that the retail margin, you get 50%. There are things that you can buy that when you go and you bring them back to your store, you make 50% on. So just say it's $200. Say it's a $200 whatever X. Well, my cost is $100, and I can make $100 in my store. Now, can I have that conversation right beside someone from the general public? You can't. You can't, because he's going to want it for that. And then at that point, why have a retailer? How am I going to make my money? So it's conversations like that. Now, I mean, yeah, go to the Bassmaster Classic if you want to walk elbow to knee to butt, back to back to back with 15 million people to buy stuff and great deals and all that. That's what the Bassmaster Classic's for. That's what the expos are for. I think a lot of people have got it. They've got it misconstrued. And here's another thing too. ICAST is a great opportunity for small social media content people, television shows, whatever, to go look for partnerships and to go look for sponsorships and how to join with these companies to help promote them and all that. Yeah, that goes on, and it should. ICAST is the SEMA show of fishing, Dino Bowling said it. I ain't familiar with SEMA, so whatever that is. But you got all these guys on social media today saying that's dead, it sucks, and all that. No, it's actually good if you go there for what the hell it's made for. Jeremiah, some good stuff came out this year, but not impressed with some of it also. Jeremiah, did you get to go? Was you down there? I mean, I'm being very serious. I was asking. Was you down there? Because I tell you what, I got some products in my office right now, some samples from companies that you guys don't know about. What you saw was what Bassmaster put out. What you saw was these other people. Hey, look at this great product, all this stuff. There's a lot more. Gabe Edwards, any drop in good minnows? Yeah. Listen, Gabe, I'm telling you right now, there's some stuff coming out through Spro and Hide Up. I'm just telling you. And it's not going to be available until the first of the year. But it's coming. You get to put your hands on that. And you're like, yeah, North Georgia, this will work in my shop. That's what it's for. But what you guys see on social media and all that, not every product got put out on social media. Not everybody entered the bestest show. Fuzzy ploppers. Hot damn, I'm telling you what. What's up, Peg Leg? Guys on TikTok, too. Throw out your comments and everything, too. My YouTube guys are used to me. They'll do that. They'll throw stuff out for me to talk about. Nope, I didn't get to go, unfortunately, for me, but I really wanted to. Saw some bass stuff, saltwater stuff, kayak and fly fishing stuff. And you will see it. Jeremiah, you will see it. Hey, Pontoon Jody Catfishing. How you doing there? Man, Spro Hide-Up is going to be fire. I'm telling you, Spro, and I think Tony will echo this. Spro did not have the biggest booth there, but by gosh, under those lights, Spro products, the Hide-Up products, and they got some trout stuff that we're going to be doing some work for them. Dude, it was legit. It looked good. I saw that K-rig for the first time. Man, that's a hell of a bait. And here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example of how seeing something in person I can. Oh, better than the Sakamatas? Yeah, to me. There he goes fishing. What's up, buddy? Yeah, I mean, listen, Sakamatas are great. About time y'all got back. Jim, I'm back, but I ain't totally here, buddy, if you understand what I'm saying. That new jet-propelled kayak looked on point for river fishing? Yes. But I saw the K-rig thing on Bassmaster, and I love Spro. But I thought, man, that's kind of I don't know about that. And then I saw it in person, and then I'm like, yeah, I can sell that. I could sell that. That would work. Did you get to meet Steve Harvey? Steve Harvey, this the monitor that I'm reading your comment on is about, I don't know, 5 foot away. Steve Harvey was 5 foot away from me. But I'm never totally there. Randy's gonna lose it. I know. Um, Alex's new kayak got unveiled at ICAST. I bet they had the most product on display. They maximized space. Yeah, Spro stuff, dude, was legit. But the hideout, there's a new bait from the hideout, and you can kind of see a picture of it if you go to Bassmaster. What I'm telling you is these pictures don't do things justice, and that's the same thing with the K rig. And it might not be my bait of choice, but still, it's like, dude, okay, yeah, I get it now. But Steve Harvey had his handlers. My wife and Tony's wife and my daughter talked to Steve Harvey's son for probably 30 minutes. And you know, listen, I'm not a guy that goes and gets autographs. I don't do that. The most the guy's going to get out of me is what's up, like that. Unless you're Bill Dance. Bill Dance 3 years ago, I got my picture made with Bill Dance, and so did my wife and my daughter, because her daddy loved Bill Dance. So that was pretty cool. But do y'all think with the amount of fuzzy dice and other JDM stuff getting released will make Japan anglers hide stuff more? No, it's all about money. It's all about money. But the K rig in person is way more believable. That's the thing too. Now, if I just went by what most guys are looking at, they see the Bassmaster magazine or something, and they say it, you get to see this stuff in person. How about the line cutters party, the $7,000 twerking contest? There wasn't no twerking going on, but if you watch the live well tomorrow night, I've got some stories with Seth Fighter that you might want to watch. I'm gonna save them for tomorrow night. But the line cutters party was legit. Trust me on that. Trust me on that, Dino. But yeah, I've got to save a little bit of content because I need Tony and I need Tim here to kind of share that, because it's like a family thing. Let's just put my wife and Tony's wife will probably be watching the show tomorrow night. Let me drop that. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, but great time. And Seth Fighter smokes some cigarettes like they're going out of style. I can tell you that. Not sure if it's my algorithm, but Spro's new stuff is showing up a lot on my social media feed. That's our job. That's the job. But back to the fuzzy dice, and then I'll get to the Rapala here in a second. There's not, listen, you can't, at this point in fishing, you can't read, there's nothing new going to come out, guys. Very little new stuff is going to come out. But I wasn't a fan of the dice. I thought that was gimmicky until I actually saw Spro had some. And I'll tell you this, seeing it in person a little bit more and talking with the people a little bit, I can understand. Now, I don't think Japan's anglers will hide more stuff because boat swim baits. Let me get back to you, Messick, on that. Danny, where at in Georgia is your store located? Would love to come by one day and spend money. Or you can just send it to me here, Boat. Actually, it's in Marble Hill. It's about halfway between Jasper and Dawsonville. The address is 11262 Highway 53, Marble Hill, Georgia, 30148. Don't let the word Marble Hill scare you. It really is. We're like Dawsonville. But anyway, so I don't think Japan's anglers are going to hide more stuff because they realize that the market's over here. And so I think a lot of testing is going to be done. Marble Hellions. That's right. Marble Hellions. But I don't think so, Messick. But again, I'm not a Japanese angler. I don't know. But that Rapala claptail. Okay, Gabe Edwards. I'll get to you, Nathan. Are people? I have to read the TikTok comments go fast, so I have to make sure I get them in. Are people drop shotting or Nico rigging them more? Actually, okay. Think Tokyo rig, but not the Tokyo rig. What they're doing is they're using a hook with a drop shot style weight, some attached to the hook, some not, but it keeps that little thing right off the bottom. Very similar to a Tokyo rig. Nico rigging, not so much. Drop shotting, yes. But what we were shown down there is the way guys are using it. And I'm sure there is a specific technique. I'm sure it's got a name. But think kind of Tokyo rig style with that. But the Rapala claptail, I think, is crap. Or Rapala, however you want to say it. Because you guys know me, I hate the whopper plopper. I don't like a whopper plopper. I'd rather throw a buzz bait. So just because you stuck a blade on the top of it, what's up, diehard angler? Just because you stuck a blade on top of it, don't mean make me. Oh, I got to have that because I didn't like the damn bait to begin with. But anyway, I'm sure people got it, love it. That little thing's supposed to hit that spinner going around, make a clacking sound. I have no luck with ploppers. I don't either, and I don't think your hookup. What's up, Gray Smoky? I see you there. I don't think that the hookup ratio with whopper ploppers is that great. Just my 2 cents. I was just thinking outside the box since our companies kind of took their idea and blasted it out. Well, trust me, they want companies here to blast it out. I seen a few new reels being released also. So Spro's got a Dean Rojas coming out. Got his. I just don't get many hits on them. I don't either because I don't throw the things. What's up, Josh Taylor? The blade on top is doing squat. I agree. I've had some nice spots come off a whopper plopper in the river. It's like a jicka rig. I see that. Tim White said, yeah. That's kind of, I keep one in my tackle box just in case I want to try it again. Hey, and you should. Hey, if it's for you, I ain't going to judge you. But yeah, I guess that jicka rig is kind of like what it is. But yeah, so that's how a lot of guys are throwing these new fuzzy baits. Now, I will say this. Now, if you want to talk gimmicky, and we kind of mentioned it before we left down there, there are companies who have basically taken the fuzzy dice bait kind of thing, and they've just threaded what amounts to skirt material through it, and they call it a new bait. It is that stuff to me is kind of gimmicky, and that's playing off of that. But if you look at one of them dice baits, and I saw somebody on YouTube say something about that it looked reminded bass instinctually. Oh wow, this TikTok low profile view is something else. And I know I don't want anybody seeing my gut there, Aaron. As long as you're not using forward facing sonar, Randy's watching. Hell with Randy. No, not really. He just, you go look at his video. Go look at his video where he says he has one of his advanced bass angling techniques, and he's got 416 views. And now you know why he has to spend his time griping about forward facing sonar so much, because he makes money on YouTube. I heard there was a patent on threading like that. And absolutely, maybe. But I will tell you this: just wacky rig a lizard, Jeremy Concrete. You damn Kentucky people. Fuzzy Cinco taking 10 years to get to the brush pile is going to be Danny's new jam. I ain't throwing one of them. Why do I need to throw a fuzzy, weightless wacky worm when I can throw the same daggum Yamamoto I've been throwing the whole time? Randy's YouTube is a ball of negativity. I know. It is. And 93% of all bass anglers feel the same way he feels, according to him. But I do think so. Like there's a lot of that stuff. You guys, think about how much crap we got out there. Think about how many baits are out there. What the hell are you going to come up with that isn't really already there? I will say a lot of the big swim jigs, there was a lot of downsizing of the swim jigs. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But there's some really great baits in it. And there's some things that just as you walk by the booths that make you scratch your head and go, really? But at the end of the day, that's what it's for, is for somebody that has a shop like me to go, in North Georgia, to my customers, I could sell your bait. A triple glide, geez, I bet that's expensive. I think it's $130. I think that's it. Don't hate a wacky rig lizard. It works how many people are using it. Hey, listen, wacky rig lizard's good. Gabe, do I guide? No, but I'll tell you what I am doing. With Digital Sportsman, you were going to get a page, the FNGO page on Digital Sportsman, where my preferred anglers will be listed. And you'll be able to go to our website, click on that, And it'll have people. I signed up Brooks Anderson, Brooks Anderson, Kaz Anderson are on it. I got a lot of other guys that are going to sign up, because what happens is people come in here to the shop and they say, hey, do you guide? And I'm like, no, but let me set you up with a guy, figure out what they like, and then set them up with the right guide. Well, now you're going to be able to go to Digital Sportsman and just do that from your phone. And if you're a fan of FNGO, it'd be our own page. You click on it and it's going to go. That's getting ready to come out. Savage Gear already catching fire for ripping off the Depths 250, but technically they just took the GOAT glide bait and improved on it a bit. That's about what it is. How do you become a preferred angler? Bama to Racer. When I say a preferred angler, I meant preferred guide. So is that what you're asking, Bama to Racer? If it is, you can email me, Danny@fngo.com, and we'll talk about it. I want to try and start guiding when I get further into college and get a bigger boat. I'll give you this. If you want to be a guide, no matter what you do, no matter how good you are, the best thing you can do is work on your people skills and make connections with people. You could be the best angler in the world, but if you're an absolute, and I don't want to use the word jerk, but if you're absolutely not a people person, that's tough. I think the reason guides work is because people go have a good time, whether they're catching fish or not. Suffix 832 or Power Pro SSV2 for a spinning reel. Cast Braid X12. Matthew Garcia. Go to castusa.com. Get you some X12 braid. And I know there's other people that like that. And those that you got, they're great. But I think you're talking that. Absolutely Cast 100%. And I'm not sponsored by Cast. Gone fishing with that 832, so he likes that 832. The thing I hate about Power Pro is I love throwing, and unfortunately Cast doesn't make that. I wish they would. Cast is the best casting braid out there. It ain't even close. But the Power Pro is good stuff too. But I like throwing high vis yellow. I love throwing high vis yellow. And so when I'm throwing it, skipping, and like that little pop you can see, sink rate, all that, Power Pro's it turns white. It does not hold its color. I finally ordered that Cast X12 in 50-pound while at the line cutters party. That Cast braid is great, but it takes more than their small spool as a 2500 series reel. Yeah, but it's a 300 yard. It's 300 yards. And if you want to, back it with some cheap stuff. You think that I could get discounts from brands before I officially set up a club at my school? Gabe, hit me up. We'll see what we can do. We'll help you with that. Spider Wire. Yeah, Nathan Owens. Would love to do a newer show on electric outboards, especially the Elko. I need some help and a phone number to call for further help from a rep. Thanks, from Shenandoah Valley, Virginia. Eric Foster, shoot me a text at 678-283-6700, and I'll get you with the right people. Them drinks made that price look not so bad. It really is worth it, though. Yeah, seriously. I don't know. To whoever invented the old-fashioned, my God, I probably have more old-fashions in the last 5 days than I've had. 678. God dang it, you're making me forget my own damn phone number. 678-283-6700. And all you guys out there, if you got a question or a text, feel free to hit me directly. Or you can go on, I heard them old fashions was going down really good. Too good. I just spooled one with that almighty sinking braid. It casts just as smooth as a cast. Hey, Aaron, maybe he does. And now listen, and I'm just telling you from my experience. And I'm definitely not one that's used a bunch of different brands. But there's only two things in this world, in the fishing world, the last 3 years that I've put in my hands that made me go, ooh. One was the cast braid. And the other was that rock crawler rod by Spro. Oh, my live cut on the last 4 digits. And I don't know who the hell's putting the cowboy hat and the thing on me, but thank you. And a mustache. But that's what it is. Yeah, 678-283-6700. Seagar's premium braid is the same price. The only reason the price tag is cheaper is because you get less line on the spool. I do believe, Jordan G., you're welcome, Danny. I do think it's 300 yards. Fish around and find out. I've been trying braid recently, and I've gotten to the point where I can take it or leave it. I think it all depends on what you're fishing and how you're fishing too. So up here in North Georgia, got all these deep lakes. There's something about that 12-pound cast that I like. I don't own a spinning reel that's just straight fluoro all the way. I got that braid on no matter what. Um, let's see up here. Tim Hancock, what's up, buddy? I've been using the new P-Line Enduro X no fade braid, but only in the 65-pound test because that's what I know why you throwing 65-pound test, big dog. Um, I think cast braid is great because it's so much thinner for its breaking strength. Buy once, cry once, life MOTO. That's true. Now, listen, there's some things that you don't want to skimp on. Sheetrock work, toilet paper, and your braid. You could say fluoro too. Good old mono on everything. I'm telling you. Chance Smith, I had a guy tell me I was crazy for throwing straight braid. Do you think I should use fluoro leaders? Depending on what you're doing, Chance, and I think there's some guys in the comment section, either places will tell you that on some things they go straight fluoro. I mean, straight braid all the way through. But in a clear Highland reservoir, especially if you're finesse fishing, you pretty much need to have a fluoro leader. Now, straight braid, though, a lot of guys throw it on their top water. Some guys throw it on their jigs. When you're really are using 12 or 20, I use 12. When you're one of those guys, if you're setting, and now, you know what I mean? I'm talking about crossing their eyes and setting the hook. Yeah, I can get straight braid depending on the bait. Buzz bait, straight braid. Frogs, straight braid. Stephen Guthrie Fishing says that P-Line Endurex braid doesn't fade. But you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about on it fading. The Power Pro. And casts great. It casts fantastic. It's a good braid. I just personally, if I'm going to buy a yellow line, I want it to stay yellow. And yeah, Tony put this out, and you guys on TikTok too. If you go to, is it Cast USA on YouTube? Our buddy Clint just did a video where he took the cast and some other braids and threw it out there just to show the casting distance. My water clarity on Logan Martin upriver is 3 inches on average. I get away with just a 3-foot leader, and you can. I use Suffix. It's my go-to braid and Seaguar fluoro leader. When it comes to fluoro leaders, I use Seaguar. And if I got it, the Tatsu, and if not, the Invisex. I've never seen where braid fading makes a difference in fish biting. Jeremy, it doesn't. And it's cast, C-A-S-T. No, it doesn't have nothing to do with the fish biting. What it has to do is me watching the line, because I throw a lot of weightless stuff. Let's see, Bama the Racer. I have 1 spool straight fluoro and 1 step over. Let's see. I get to the ones with braid. I get that. I spoke with Cash, and they're going to put the color changes at a designated length. Yeah, and that's it. I've been begging Ryan and then to make it just straight chartreuse. I can't talk him into it. I'm tight with him, but I can't get him to do it. Let's see. Tim Hancock. Oh, let me get back to Jeremy Conkright's thing, though. I throw a lot of weightless wacky rigs. I like the high vis yellow for 2 reasons. Number one, if a fish pops it, that line pops. And you can see it with all lines, but I see it better at my old age in that high vis yellow. And also number 2, when I throw it up under there and I know that dock's 30 foot down, there's 30 foot under that dock and that yellow line ain't going down, it just helps me see it. I know one's got it. And then I'll know to reel up. I'm like, that thing ain't sinking. Here it goes. Got him. Now, not great. I'm not the best angler out there, but for me, just for me personally, that's why the high vis yellow likes it. Does it have anything to do with fish hitting? No, because I tell you, them crappy guys, they use that stuff all the way down. And, it doesn't. It's just for me personally. Danny, is there a reason my spider wire frays fast? I've been stuck on that line forever. I don't know about that, but I will tell you this. Something that you guys that throw a lot of braid and it is fraying, check your guides. It might not be the line. It might be the guides. Yeah, okay. I see Alex just said that. That's exactly what I was going to say, Alex. Take a Q-tip, a dry Q-tip with the line off and just go in each guide and do a circle. Sometimes on a cheap guide, braid will dig into that. And if it digs into that or something else has done that, it's going to fray your braid. So that's the easiest way is to just take a Q-tip and go inside each guide. And if it catches, All right, you need to replace that guide. Aaron Parker, I can't make myself use the high vis yellow. I know these spots eat the tiny chartreuse dip-tailed. Listen, though, guys like this, high vis yellow and chartreuse to us does not look high vis yellow and chartreuse to a bass, because we got 3 sets of cones in our eyes: the blue, the green, the red. Bass do not have that blue cone in their eyes. They only have 2. So what chartreuse looks like to a bass is a very bright white. Now, that is according to the experts. I'm not the experts. I'm definitely not the expert. But that's what they'll tell us. And there's some YouTube videos on where they put some color. But if they eat that dip tail, they see the line. I get what you're saying. That's why I go with the leader. That's why I know there's some guys on there. Sometimes the old ceramic inserts in a guide will crack and fray your line, for sure. Nathan, I used to throw spider wire, got tired of the wind knots, and went to Power Pro. Way better. I get that too. Fred Ashcraft just able to join in, found a new Zoom trick worm color. Money, dude. Tell me what it is. Just a long leader. And see, that's a whole other thing, Aaron, is there are guys when it comes to the leader. I know me, I know Dave Aldridge. Like, I got 20 foot of leader. And I do it for a reason. I'll tell you that. But there's some guy. Oh, look at that monkey playing cymbals over my shoulder. YouTube guys, TikTok guys are different. Some guys will only go with like 3 foot leader, and some guys it's just the length of their rod. I'll tell you why I go with a longer leader. The quicker, Dino, I'll answer that in a second. The quicker that I can get that knot, and I tie the Alberto knot, my fat fingers and all that, I cannot do that FG crap. Okay, I ain't got a PhD, can't do it. I tie the Alberto knot. And I'm confident in it, but I'm not extremely confident in it. So the quicker I can get that knot on my reel, the better. That's why I go with a long leader. Sometimes I'll go 15, 20 foot. I do 2 times the length of the rod. That's kind of getting close to that. Length of the rod for Cam, Jim Wright, I don't use, I don't use the leader, just straight braid. I get it. Let's see. What knots are you guys usually tying from braid to fluoro? Trey Crenshaw wants to know. I'm an Alberto knot. 7 times down, 7 times back, little spit, pull it tight. It does 99% of it works. But that's it. Now, Alex Purz is a kayak guy, so he's a snob anyway. He uses the FG. Jeremy Conkright, Uni. I think they're all good knots. I think it's what you're comfortable with. Randy Callahan uses the FG knot. You guys on TikTok, if you're doing a braid to floral lead or what knot do you guys use over there? I'll use a Uni sometimes, but the FG is so much stronger. It is. Aaron's got to hop out. Customer with no AC tapping on my window. Talk to you tomorrow night. We'll see you. Bama the Racer. I just do the short of the rod. I don't like my knot going through the end of the eye. I get that. Aaron Parker does. He did say before he's leaving now to go do some work. FG all day. The Alberto is a beast. Now, a lot of you guys know, a lot of you guys don't. You know, back when Eric Beasley was still around with us, he was an FG snob. Okay, he was an FG snob, and then of course we know he passed away and all that. Well, I had a tournament that following Friday night, and of course, guys, I can't sleep before a tournament. And I said, you know what? Out of respect for Beasley, I'm going to learn the FG knot. So I stayed up all night trying to tie that damn FG knot. And I couldn't do it. And I just finally looked up at the sky and said, Beasley, I love you, but the hell with that knot. Any knot that you got a daggum wrap around your feet, 2 times around your head, 1 over here and hold tension on it while you do everything, I can't do it. The Alberto is simple. It's simple. DP's Fish and Misadventures. As soon as someone comes out with a tool to tie the FG, then maybe. They had a tool down there at ICAST called the D-Hooker. So Alex, see, that's why Alex ties it, because he's got a tool to do it. Next time I get Alex up here, I'm going to make him tie it freehand. We'll see how long that. I use that Gimmick FG Assist tool. It works great for me. I get it. So what I'm going to do, the FG knot is a fat finger nightmare. Look at that. I know, look, I got these sausages on the end of my hand. They come in handy for some things, but not for tying no damn FG knot. See, Ty Patterson says, I use the FG knot, but I got to wrap it around my pinky and big toe. See, that's what I get. Alex, I didn't know you was missing fingers, dude. I didn't know that. I'll have to check them out. You got to tell. My father-in-law was missing fingers, and he got them cut off in a steel mill, a sawmill accident in South Carolina. But he always told all the grandkids and everything that alligator bit him off. So, I need that stand-up cardboard cutout of Danny. Do you like that, Dino? Oh, yeah, you asked a question. So the spinnerbait, according to what we found, and it's the one that Bill Dance was talking about at the end of that thing. And you guys correct me if I'm wrong. 1915. 1915. Mine was a table saw accident. That same thing, Alex. That's kind of what he did. Yeah, table saw sucks. But yeah, Dino, now you can find, now if you hit Chat GPT and all that, they'll go to spinners and stuff that happened well before in the 1800s and all that. But I think the version as we throw today, and what is closest to what we throw today, 1915. And Bill Dance was probably around to see it. He probably was. God bless that man. He's getting up there. He's getting up there, though. Let me tell you something, though, too, about ICAST when we're talking about the conversations. You never know who's going to stop by your booth. And like I said, a lot of them I'm not going to talk about today because we're going to talk about it. But the one I cannot forget, get out of my head. This company come up, and I got their card somewhere. But it was this German guy. And when I say German, I'm talking about the stereotypical, what you see German guy, thinking Glorious Bastards, that thing, the way they talk, the way they look. This guy absolutely was right down the line on that. And they had another guy from Florida that was his partner. And they came up and they were talking to me about possibly helping them get some of their baits out, doing some marketing for them and everything. Lucas Black was there. I saw a picture of him. I didn't talk to him again this year. Didn't have a chance. This guy's talking. Now, here's what's funny as hell. When you're at ICAST, it's all about setting up that connection. All right, so I'm talking to him. We're laughing. Tony was there. Tony can tell you. Guy was crazy. First of all, you guys need to watch Germany because he told me, this guy, this ain't me saying it. They have increased their defense spending from $40 billion a year to 100 and something billion a year. And he said, third time's the charm. So I saw Wheeler a couple of times. I didn't talk to him. He said, third time's the charm. Germany's getting ready to try to take over the world again. That's what he said. The interactions with Bill Dance and Steve Harvey was so good. Yeah, I mean, it was. I enjoyed watching that too. But then we go from that, and the next thing, and we're going to use the word little people, because I think, Lord knows, TikTok will throw me off, and I think it's politically correct to say little people. This guy went from Germany's taking over the world to, in college, they used to hire little people for $1,000 a night just to throw them. Just to throw them. You're not going to get that anywhere else. You're not going to get that kind of conversation. But Tony can tell you, this guy was dead ass serious that in college, that's what they did. And there was a couple of other perks for the little people. My wife's German, and I end every argument with her, but you all lost the last war. But still, I'm telling you, this guy goes, third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. But to hear this guy talk about throwing little people, and it was a sport to this guy. And I was like, good grief. It's just crazy. And I'm dying laughing, listening to him talk. This guy was dead serious. Those are the kind of conversations that we had with a lot of people that you guys are going to hear about tomorrow night on the live well. He was serious, said Tony. But you know what? I don't have that conversation, whether it's politically correct or not. I don't have that conversation if I got the public in there. And so it's those kind of things that it goes back to ICAST, being different. But it was hilarious. I think it was $1,000 a night, and they made sure he got a little booty. That's a good way to say it. I think I can get away with that. They made sure that the little person got some booty at the end of the night. So let me ask you this. For $1,000, guys, would you let people throw you into the wall for a night? Just pick you up, chunk you into the wall, if it meant you got $1,000 and you got a little sunshine at the end of the evening? That's what they were doing to these little people. Track and field event, it sounds like. Well, leave it to them Germans, I guess. And I didn't even ask him where he went to college at. But I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. But he was dead serious. He was dead serious about doing that. And he was dead. I think he was dead serious, even though he was laughing when he said third time's a charm. Them Germans are coming, boys. We got to watch them. Keep our eyes out on them. But there was a lot of good stuff at ICAST. Getting back to the actual what was going on fishing. Your small mom and pop company spend a lot of money. He probably went to college at Georgia Southern. That sounds like a Georgia Southern thing to do. Tim Hancock, I've heard of that before. Velcro was involved. Lots of Velcro. I didn't even think about the Velcro, Tim Hancock. But listen, it was like this guy thought it was like the best sporting event that he's ever experienced in his life. And I'd have to see that. I'd have to see that. But a lot of these guys, a lot of these smaller companies spend a ton of money for their booth. And it's their one opportunity to get their product one-on-one in front of eyeballs of the people that buy it. And that's what we were. We were those eyeballs that they got to do that for. But it was absolutely great. I think it's going to come back. I've seen it. It's real, says Jim Wright. I'm headed to the doctor for a bad toe. Y'all wish me luck. Have a great day. And then Jeremy Conkright says, look up crackhead throwing contest. I guess we'll do that. I'll look that up. Off topic, but have any of you guys seen the guy doing the American Great Loop in a little John boat? He's made it up to New York now. No, I have not. Cam, do you know his who he is? Put it out there in the comment section. We'll go check it out. But I just think when it comes to ICAST, a lot of guys got the wrong idea. A lot of guys got the wrong idea with it. And if I was a social media guy and I was going down there, which I am a social media guy, but I was down there for different reasons. But if I was going down there for content and to find the cool angler to get G-Man on and talk and do this and be able to stand in front of a booth and say, hey guys, the dude, la 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 la, and you can get this, and trying to build up my brand so that these companies will sponsor me. Yeah, that's great, but it's not really the atmosphere that ICAST is. Is it possible? Yes. But if you want to do it where there's all this kind of great atmosphere and, all that stuff, I don't know that it's the place. And so I can understand for them why I was like, this is a letdown. Was there any cool saltwater stuff that didn't get shown? Maybe a new shrimp lure or anything? Jeremiah, in all honesty, I spent Tuesday night, Tony and I went over, and Josh, we went over to the best of show thing. And we voted for a few things and saw that. Wednesday, I was in the Digital Sportsman's booth the entire day. Thursday, I was in it 95% of the day. Friday was my one day to go walk around, and my legs were killing me and hurting so damn bad that I was like, no, we went home. We just went home or back to the Airbnb and just chilled because we were going. Tim was there. Tim and Tony walked around a whole lot more, and so tomorrow night's show will be the thing. That'll be the time to ask because they'll pop it out tomorrow night on the live well. But for me, Jeremy Conkright, why go to ICAST when there's millions on social media and we'll get more looks that way? So again, Jeremy, you go to ICAST, in my opinion, as a company to put your bait in front of eyeball to eyeball and have conversations with retailers. So that's why. That's why. It's different. If you go there for the purpose of what it originally is, it's not elitist. It's not keeping the thing. Yes, there's stuff on social media, but you're not putting your hands on it if you see somebody say it's great on social media. You can't actually look at it. You can't look at that company and say, okay, what's my wholesale cost? How many points am I getting? What's your minimums? Do I got to buy 1,000 of them? Can I buy 20? ICAST it, just dragging in. ICAST is for us companies. Yes, I'm an influencer as well, but I would prefer to showcase my products. 100%. That's what ICAST is. And that's why you got all these social media guys out there. They say ICAST sucks. It's dying. Maybe for you. But if you're company X that's just created a great little product and you want to put it in front of as many people, yeah, you can put it on social media and everybody says great. But let's say you don't have a website. You got to get it in stores. That's what ICAST is for. Tony says, don't go down there to get hired as a content creator. Go down there to make relationships. I've spent the morning sending and receiving follow-ups. Deals are coming, fingers crossed. It's the relationships. 100% it's the relationships. Jeremiah, I think Z-Man introduced a couple, including a prawn. I've seen videos of that, but I didn't see a lot. Like I said, I didn't walk around a ton because Friday morning, number one, my brain was fried. It gives companies the opportunity to actually get face to face with multiple retailers. I'm glad somebody out there in this world understands what iCast is for, because that's what it is. Just dragging out. I told everybody, like, if you want to get the public involved and all that, go to the Bassmaster Classic. And let me tell you something. I don't know what it costs. I don't know what it costs to get a booth at the Bassmaster Classic. Might not cost as much, but it ain't cheap. And here's another thing too, guys. What a lot of people don't understand is that's at the Orange County Convention Center. Okay. It's a massive place. It costs a lot for the ASA to go rent that place. And you got to have something of that size. Not only that is all the workers that break down, do all your convenient check, I guess the security, all that, the people that check you in, all that, they're all union employees. They're all union employees. I wish I could have gone, but I do Catfish Conference and other smaller shows, and that's great. And that's absolutely great. And you should do those, and we like those too. But the cost associated with renting the Orange County Convention Center and contracting with union employees to help break down, to help, maintenance the thing and all that, it's terribly expensive. It's terribly expensive. So that's why a lot of people, like that one video I was talking about earlier, and he said it's elitist. Just Dragon, let me read this too. Most have to have major factories to really make iCast worth it, since they want major bulk orders. True, for sure. I agree with you. On that. But think about the cost of what one union employee, that guys, when they go to break that thing down on a Friday evening, if you went to one of them back roll-up doors and just opened it up, them guys are sitting there with forklifts and everything. I'm talking about, y'all ain't never seen nothing like it. They'll clear that thing out in a heartbeat. But Jeremiah, I told you, if you just tell me you want to go, I can get you a badge. But I just think that people have taken the iCast thing, and you guys know how social media, you know how it works. If you say something negative, watch this. If one guy says something negative about iCast, then you got 5 other guys over here. See you, DP. I'll see you tomorrow at lunch. You got 5 other guys over here like, oh sheesh, this guy made a video on it. I got to make that video. And then from that 5 guys, you got 20 guys or 30 guys that got to do the same thing because they don't want to get beat out. And so they're going to just jump on that iCast sucks bandwagon. And then what do you see out there? iCast sucks. iCast is dying. iCast is this. That's just the way it works. That's just the way it works. Y'all, hey, listen, I'll give y'all a little tip, you Randy Blockett fans. Okay, just dragging it. Hold on. Smaller shows are $600 to $1,500 a booth, depending on the side. Influencers are good and bad, depending on the message. Trust me, I know exactly what you're saying. I will just say this, that, hell, I don't know. If you take a big topic, first of all, especially if it's negative, you're going to get Randy's video. And then from Randy's video, it's going to get 5 other videos. There are guys that I know that I follow, and their one job, if you watch their videos, you watch their titles, you watch their clickbait, it's about 4 or 5 days after somebody puts out a major video about something being bad. That's social media. Now, it can work for the good too. Don't get me wrong. It can work for the positive as well. But that's the big thing. You're going to see guys of all sorts put out a video. First of all, guys, listen, and here's another thing. 95% of those guys didn't even go to the damn show. Ain't got a clue, ain't never been in. And here's another one too. This is one I love. Irritates the shit out of me. This guy did that. And I might have said this earlier. What's up, Kevin MC? Just because you are an influencer with a company and you get to do some social media, or you're on pro staff with the company, and a company decides to not do that, you don't get on your video and say, we decided to pull out this year. Ain't no we, buddy. I'm telling you, the big guy up at Pure Fishing don't give two shits whether you're his influencer or not. He didn't make that decision, and you had nothing to do with it. And so when you say we pulled out, like you are a part of the company, that ain't reality. Till Randy gets on the NPFL and wins, he just needs to shut up. He's already got that built-in excuse. I got a family now, and I work two jobs, and well, so does everybody else on the NPFL, other than the top damn 10. They all have jobs. He ain't gonna make that kind of money. You know it, and I know it. Um, but I get tickled at the guy that says we. It's kind of like, and listen, and I love college football. I love college football. I root for anybody from the state of Georgia, so I'm not necessarily a Georgia fan over Tech fan or any of that. If you're from Georgia, I want you to win. But Georgia Bulldog fans are the worst. And like I said, I love the dogs, but they're the worst. We need to do this. We need to do that. Atlanta Braves fans. We lost last night. No, the hell you didn't. The Braves lost last night. You watch them. Guy, and the Bulldogs need to do this. We need to get a guy. No, ain't no we. Ain't no we. But you get the social media guy out there who gets to go. He ain't employed by the company and all that. Well, we decided to do this year. No, hell no, you didn't. You hit the nail on the head. 95% of the people that are always saying stuff have no clue about what's really happening. Alex, exactly. That's what gets me laughing. Alex says, hey, it's our year. Now, Tony, now listen, but you guys are heavily involved and you're part of our team. This is just some low-level guy that a couple hundred followers or whatever, not a couple hundred, got a good following, but just like, I'm telling you, do you think Daiwa, UK fans are probably the worst, no doubt. You think Daiwa is sitting up there in a corporate boardroom, and they're thinking about whether they're going to ICAST or not. Sorry at work. I know I missed plenty. Well, just you can watch it on YouTube. It'll be there forever, Justin. Guggen Squad ruined ICAST. I don't like Guggen Squad stuff. Oh no, I'm talking about the football reference. Oh yeah. Hey, it's our year. You're right. Sorry about that. I thought you were talking about you guys going out talking for us. What the hell was I talking about? I was talking about these guys. Oh yeah, Daiwa. Do you think the guys at Daiwa sitting in the corporate boardroom, they got their financial guy here and this guy here and all your things, and they're like, okay, guys, we got a marketing budget this year of $8.2 million, and here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. I think our money might be better spent to not go to ICAST this year. So much goes on behind the scenes. My pro staff have a big part of it, but decisions are ultimately mine. Yes. And I especially think on the smaller brands and stuff, it does have a little more influence. But do you think the guy at Daiwa reached down there, reached out, out to his pro staff and said, hey, guys, what do you think? The hell no. That thing was made dollars and cents. But I love it when they say, we decided. That'd be a good topic. Why does everyone hate Guggen? I just find them annoying, and I don't think the baits are that great. There's not a company in the fishing industry that cares about that guy that gets a 10% discount. Not when it comes to making decisions on how to spend that company's money and what conferences to go to. Now, on the flip side, do you think a company might call G-Man and say, G-Man, what do you think? Yeah, maybe. You got a guy that's got 1.5 million YouTube followers and absolutely slays it. Maybe. Hey, I'm sponsored by Battery Tender on the TV side of the show. I can tell you right now, they sure as hell didn't call me and say, hey, what do you think about ICAST? Guggen made their version of the rooster tail for the kayak guys. You kayak guys are different. All I'm saying is just when you watch these videos now of people on social media down in ICAST, put it in your mind who that guy is. Number one, who is he? Number two, how is he associated with that brand, that company? Number three, did he even go to the show? That will tell you all you need to know. Hold on a second, guys. I got to go do this thing on this TikTok again. You YouTube guys don't go nowhere. Give me about 20 seconds. I'll have to do it a little closer. So it says, my staff helps me set up and run booths. But if they can't come, it's hard. But ultimately, I book it. People that use Google instantly lose my respect. Hogan's chatterbaits stink, in my opinion. I haven't tried much of their other stuff. Or maybe you said Hogan's. Are you talking about Googans? So you guys on TikTok, in about 4 minutes, it says the live's going to stop because we have detected inactivity. I don't know how the hell they can detect inactivity when we've been talking and answering all your stuff. But in about 3 minutes and 58 seconds, don't go nowhere. I'm going to go over there and hit live again. We'll restart it. What's the reason for people downing iCast? To me, the big thing is clickbait, number one. Clickbait, number one. No, I didn't even get the chance to do the puzzle piece. It just all of a sudden says it will end in 3 minutes and 34 seconds. But it did this the other day, and all of a sudden I went over there and just hit live again. And it was like you guys never went anywhere. So that's what we're going to do. But I think clickbait is one of the reasons. And I'm not real sure. And Josh, are you still downstairs? Josh, if you're watching, come back up here. TikTok is whack sometimes. You sit too still for TikTok. You got to be dancing. Now, ain't nobody dancing here. I can tell you that right now. No public. It's a private event. And that's another thing, too. Lots of these guys ain't got nobody to get them in there. Most shows now been to influencers, but iCast is for the companies. They get mad. Yeah, Josh is still down here. I don't know. It's doing that thing again. So maybe in a second you need to hit live over there.
Drenched in sweat.
He's drenched in sweat. But that's the big thing. But watch the videos. You see what it did right there? Like I said, it's different for me. Maybe you can go ahead and fix it somehow. But that's the big thing is like, that's what that one guy was calling an elitist. And I think he got to go. But there's nothing elitist about it if you're looking at it in the right mindset. And again, like I said, I don't want the public there. Not because I don't like the public, but because, let me rephrase that. I don't mind the public being there, but as a retailer, it's so much better to be one-on-one with those companies. So tomorrow night, though, we're definitely going to be talking about the stuff at iCast that I don't want to share today because we got some. We'll talk about the baits. We'll talk about all the stuff we saw, but then we'll talk about the after parties and things. And like you guys in the North Georgia area that know me, you guys know Hammond's. This is how you can connect. Let me give you this example. You guys know about Hammond's over there, great tackle shop. But in 5 years of having fished North Georgia, I have not talked to Jason Hammond's one time. Not that he snobbed me or nothing, just never had the chance to talk to him or anything. Yet 2 nights in a row down at iCast, me and Jason Hammond's got to sit talk over a few drinks and everything. And I actually absolutely. So with the public presence, it would be crowded waters down the real reason of iCast. This is the first time I've ever heard of iCast. It sounds solid to me. It is solid. But I don't have those conversations without iCast this year. And not just one night, but 2 nights in a row, we sat there and had some good conversation. We talked some business. We talked about tattoos. We talked about other things. We'll see you later, Jeremy. But that's the big thing. And so, yeah, but don't the Classic have most of the stuff shown at iCast? I mean, you can't purchase anything at iCast, right? No, you might can cut a deal on the Friday afternoon if they don't want to take the stuff back home with them. You might can cut a deal. But the Classic, you can go buy and you get some great deals. You get some absolute fantastic deals. But if I am a retailer, I don't go to the Classic to try to set up an account. I can't because there's 22,000 people. I'm elbow to elbow. And that company owner doesn't have time to sit down and talk with me, like I said, about margins, about minimums, about all that kind of stuff. So you got to really see it for what it is. But go check out social media today. Give them clickbait guys a little thing. Sit there and listen to what I've said. You guys on TikTok, he's getting ready to restart this live. So don't go nowhere. If you do, join back on because we got the conversation going. See how it is? Look, it just pops back on. It did. Okay. So never mind. You guys didn't go nowhere. So good. I guess we're still live on TikTok. Sorry about that. Nope, there it is. Unable to go live. Just hit go live again. So that's the thing. After hearing me talk, after hearing what I've said today about why one should go, now watch their videos, and then now you can kind of compare apples to apples or apples to oranges or whatever. because that's the big thing. So, but you're going to see a ton of it out there. ICAST is dying. ICAST sucks. I tell you what, I think a lot of people, I think the pros, I think the pros get stretched thin with it. I think that, take a Drew Cook. I talked to Drew Cook down there. And Drew, if you ever watch this, you didn't come by and get your beer, buddy. So there it is. Drew Cook just won the NPFL event. That ended what? Friday, Saturday. Just won that event. Then had to go from where he was fishing, which I believe was the St. Lawrence, straight down to Orlando. The pros usually are there on Wednesday, and they're most of them at least half a day to a whole day on Thursday, and then they leave. ICAST is strong for business and network. Smaller shows are for sales. That's right. We got you guys back now, so good. But you see what I'm saying? So it's like that. It's like I think the pros and how stretched they are on social media nowadays, how much they have to do for a pro. I absolutely think, man, this ain't what it used to be. Because I think it's not that ICAST has gone down. I think it's because they're so damn busy. They're so busy doing everything else. How do the social media guys use ICAST? I don't see YouTube guys actually going around filming all the booths and everything. Maybe just talking to retailers. Philly Ray, Golden Days. What's up, buddy, on TikTok? So I'll tell you what they do. You go into ICAST and you see everybody's got their phone out, or everybody's got them a GoPro or Insta360, and they'll go up. And what a lot of guys will do is they'll go up to a bait company they like, and they'll turn around, whoever's filming them or have their thing. Hey guys, I'm at the Rapala booth, blah blah blah, here at ICAST, and check out this new bait. And so they use it for content. They'll go up to the pros and try to get an interview because, listen, let's just be honest. If you can score an interview or a couple quick words with a Bill Dance to a G-Man, it's good for your platform. Makes you look a little more serious. You see what I'm saying? Like that. That's where it's at with me. That's what I say. And don't get me wrong. I had Tim and Tony going around filming content for us. Even though I was down there with Digital Sportsman, I had them filming content for us. That's not necessarily the bad thing. But it's these social media guys that didn't even go. It's irritating. And to each his own, and to see what they want to do. What was their goal in getting in, their goal in doing that. Just love the podcast setup, man. I need to get on this. Just dragging in. Dude, listen. Email me, Danny at fngo.com. Shoot me an email. We'll set it up. Stepped over to YouTube. What's up, Phil Hutchinson? So, listen, it's good. It's good for that. It has its purpose. But go out there today, go out in YouTube land, and do a percentage. Danny let Josh out of the dungeon. No, Josh got to go. Josh is leaving to go film for the rest of the week. So, email one more time. I'm slow. Danny, DANNY, at fngo.com. And shoot me an email. That goes for any of you guys out there. Everybody can do that. I don't care. Josh is going to be filming the rest of the week. He's going up to Tennessee to do some work. And what's that country damn singer? The Badonkadonk guy. Trace Atkins. I think he's got to go. He's going to film something. Trace Atkins is doing something. So he's going to be filming him the rest of the week. So listen, his van, and I know he's down there listening, he got everything in the world in that van, and he knows where it all is. But my God, it looks like a tornado went through it about once a week. He has to do this. But yeah, and it's what's funny, Stephen, is like a lot of people don't know. I tell everybody he's my partner. A lot of people don't know he exists because they don't ever see him, which is funny because they come into the shop. It's me. He's doing other stuff. He does exist. We did have a Josh McCaig sighting on the show, though. You only got him, though. We didn't even get his face in here. We just got him from the shoulders down. I know we've gone a long time. I'm going to ask you guys this while I got you here, because I mentioned it earlier today that I am quitting or attempting to quit Copenhagen. Now, I'm using the little Zen kind of like creatures to get me through this, or else I'd kill everybody. What addictions do you guys have, and how the hell did you guys overcome them? Now, Josh apparently ran into Joe Woody out here. He might have. I have to ask him about that. I mean, how do you guys do it? Now, yesterday at church, our pastor talked about it. And I know that might freak you guys out. Some of you guys like, Danny goes to church? Yes, I do. I have to. Lord knows I have to. Um, and I love it too, to be honest with you. Casey Rich 777. I don't have any. Now, Casey. Now listen, though, addiction ain't got to just be like that. It could be like, are you on your phone 20 hours out of a 24-hour day? Jordan G, I quit dipping, started smoking. Quit smoking, started vaping. Harder to stop this than anything. Yeah, I know it. Tim Hancock, watch out for gaining weight when you quit. When I quit smoking, I put on 30 pounds. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's absolutely a thing too. But I'm like, how do you quit things? And can you even admit that you are addicted to something? I quit smoking cold turkey twice. Been 17 years. Danny, try nicotine toothpicks. You also can get regular cinnamon toothpicks. The first time I quit, I'll tell you how I quit. Oh my Lord, other than crank, tried that one time, lasted 15 years. Cold turkey quit 6 years ago. Good for you, dude. Tried that one. Good for you, dude. When I quit the first time, I might as well sent my body into a diabetic coma because I used butterscotch and cinnamon hard candy. But my Lord, like the whole day I was popping that in, and I gained weight from that, Tim Hancock, 100%. I know. But addictions are hard to quit. Is fishing your addiction? It ain't just dip, guys. I'm old now, so I don't have any. Okay, Casey, I got you. Hey, maybe you don't, but I bet you did at some point. Tootsie Roll Pops help me. Fully loaded pouches, no nicotine. Listen, though, if I'm on dip, all that fake stuff, I ain't doing that. I might as well be putting sweet tea in my mouth. Go get you a tea bag and stick it in there. I ain't doing that. Now I'm addicted to shiny fishing lures I'll never use. I always say, Jordan, there's two types of fishing lures in the shop. 10% of them catch fish, and the other 90% catch anglers. And that is 100%. All the marketing you see and everything catches anglers. Cam, hey, listen, I don't even know if I can say that on TikTok. I quit, and you guys can fill in the blank 7 years ago, but cigs are definitely harder. I think it's because it's accepted everywhere. It may be so, but like, what Russell was saying at church, like addiction's not just what we're talking about. You can be addicted to your phone. You can be addicted. And even this, you can be, I am proud of Cam. You can be addicted to all sorts of stuff and not realize you got an addiction. Okay. I mean, think about that. Like, I don't even know, let's see, facts. I use the 1.0 15-foot crankbaits and shakeheads, but I have a ton of the high-end stuff. Hey, listen, I throw a wacky worm 90% of the time. I do. I'm very easy like that, but I have the other pretty stuff. I got some baits that I never see the water because I know the first time I put them on the end of the rod, that joker is flying off. That's just the way it works for me, or I'll lose them. Your wife can be an addiction. Think about that. Think about those things in your life, and we won't go too deep into it because I'm trying to quit that. And I'm telling you what, I listen too, and I picked a bad time too because coming home from my cast, we drove, and hot damn, we're coming up 75, about 50 miles south of Atlanta. My Buka custom deep divers will never see the water, 150 each. Got me. 100%. And Grace, wacky worm, the way to go. Girl. So anyway, the traffic. My God, we hit traffic south of Atlanta. And I was stuck in traffic until I ended up going 285 because they said it would take forever to get through Atlanta. Then I go through 285. 285 is just crap to 75. And once I got to 575, it opened up. But for 2.5 hours, guys, I was like, oh, I'm popping them things. But I was like, oh, it was not the time. It was not the weekend to decide. You know what? And it was just a spur of the moment decision. I just got up Saturday morning, put one in. I'm like, you know what? $8 a can. In Florida, it's $11 a can. Addicted to Jesus and fishing, not looking to guilt either one. Hey, listen, addicted to Jesus is probably the best thing to be addicted to. But there are guys, and when I say like you can be, my pastor mentioned it yesterday, you can be addicted to church. Like if you're that guy and everything, and I'm not talking about Jesus, I'm talking about church. and you put that above all sort of other things like that, those people they get and that if it's with that, it's like how you get people to judge you and all that. And I'm not talking about judging in a bad way, but that's what way you get your worth is doing that. You can, and that's at the cost of other things in your life. 100% it can be that. Between fishing, motorcycles, Jeeps, and my Firebird addictions, I stay more broke than I did when I was on trucks. Damn, son. I'll be dang. I refused to pay the tolls in Florida, went almost 2 hours out of the way to get home. Hey, listen, Tony, I blew through those things. I'll get that thing in the mail. That's the truth. There's a difference between religion and relationship. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's kind of what he was talking about. But like, there's so many things in this world that you get. How about coffee? I'm just telling you, you can be addicted to anything. And I think the way he said it, and I have to go back and listen to that, if it interferes, and he had this whole checklist. One day I might bring that on the show. But if he had a checklist, if you do this, you might have an addiction. If it causes this, you might have an addiction. And you can just take anything, and put it in there in your life, and you might have an addiction. Most people addicted to caffeine or sugar, says Swamp Stomper. Buddy, I'm addicted to both. And I'm trying to stop. Tim Hancock, I can't remember the last time I've seen something truly new and innovative in fishing lures other than some swim and glide baits, and now they're just getting done to death. Yeah. Danny tried lemon hard drop candy. Fred, I don't want that to pucker my butthole up. Lemon, ugh. Phil Hutchinson. See, you always got this one guy. And why do I know it's Phil? I'm addicted to giant brown trout. I guess I'm addicted to Diet Dr. Peppers. Pepsi Zero is mine. I am. Think about that, though. When somebody talks addiction, all we talk about is the obvious ones. Your women on the screen. I'm afraid to say anything because I don't want TikTok to kick me off. I haven't learned all the things I can and can't say. You got your women on the screen. You got your flowery products, and then you got your guys making for the other product. You know what I'm talking about. That's what everybody thinks. Boom. But you can be addicted to anything. And it was actually, of all the sermons I've heard him talk about, it was one that was really kind of, he does some great stuff. Russell's great. But that was an eye-opening. I'm like, damn, I'm addicted to everything. Fishing. If fishing gets in the way of your family, your relationships, your work in a negative way, you might have a fishing addiction. You might do it. But anyway, so, all right, guys, look, gone about an hour and 22 today. See, remember what we were talking about? Women on the screen? And just one of them just popped into the thing. Luckily, they left real quick. But so tomorrow, I'll have something else that's on my mind when I wake up. I'll figure it out, and we'll talk about that then too. But tomorrow night, and you guys on TikTok, listen, if you go to YouTube, type in FNGO every Tuesday night and Thursday night at 8 p.m., we do a podcast called The Live Well. Now, it's more actual fishing talk. It's more actually fishing than just what's on Danny's mind, which is what happens on these daily lunch breaks. But you guys join us tomorrow night. You guys have been watching that maybe not follow us or didn't know about us on YouTube. Tomorrow night at FNGO on YouTube. You guys come join us. And again, it's live just like this, just like the guys that are on YouTube right now, and they throw the comments. I read an article years ago by a psychiatrist about being addicted to fishing. It's a thing. Yes, sir, it is a thing. 100% it's a thing. But you guys, every unless we're at ICAST or something, every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock, we're going to be right here during the middle of the day, just kind of give you guys a break from the hustle and grind of your regular day. But Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 8, join us because, like I said, it is more fishing talk. Except tomorrow night, I'm going to tell you about trying to get my wife to show Seth Fighter her boobs. Got to save that one. You guys can just imagine where it goes with that. So anyway, with that, Lo, I digress sometimes from fishing, no doubt. So anyway, guys, listen, I'm on actually try to do some work because the shop's been closed for a week. So I got a ton of emails and orders to get out. Swamp Stomper, have a good day. You have a good day too, dude. Appreciate you stopping by. I hope you join us every day. Okay, Messick, I was going to save this for tomorrow. I know this is off topic, but what do y'all think about Bassmaster's schedule? That's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. I already had it planned. We'll talk about it there. Turns out the tug really is the drug, no doubt. So you guys tomorrow, you just wrap your mind around that. We're going to talk about the Bassmaster 2026 schedule and then whatever. Like I said, I wake up in the morning, I get on Twitter and I scroll, and there's always something in there that I'm like, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. So anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. Have a good day. Don't work too hard. I know it's Monday. You got to pace yourself. It's a long week, and we ain't all retired like Tim Hancock up there. I love you, Tim. You know I do. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll come say hey soon, Danny. Come see me. And you guys always can come see us here or email me. I gave out my email. Any of you guys out there can throw us whatever you got want to talk about. Throw it out there. But we will see. I'm going to get rid of my YouTube guys first. I'll see you guys tomorrow at lunch, or you can come by see me at the shop. Y'all have a good day. And then for you guys on TikTok, again,